Good day, everyone. Good day, classmates and Miss A. For today's video, I'm going to present my report about the grand stop in music. But before I start, I'm formally introduce myself. I'm Arvin S. Ventura from BEd 2A, LSPLB. So today, I'm going to present my report about grand stop in music. So what is grand stop in music? The grand staff or the great strip, it is known in the United Kingdom or British. It is a hybrid of two strings, normally a treble clef and bass clef. This clef is used for the number of instruments like guitar, um, keyboard, marimba, horn, and harps and other form. So in the short background, the grand stop in music or the grand stop, it is a series of five line and four spaces. So if you can see our hand, there are five line. Our fingers present the five lines, and there are four spaces between them. So that music is written down on. Musical notations develop from the one single line. It is used for early day of church chant. So in the British, they are used the single notes for the church chants or the great chants. Sa the first person who comes with the idea of them by written music down in the line was Guido of Arezzo, who was a Benedictine monk and singer teacher. So he invented the do re mi system, although was called ut re mi when he first developed it. So the strapes. So there are two strapes which make up the grand stop, the top strapes, the trebles, and it is to identify the notes, and the bottom strapes are used for the bass clef. Normally or basically, the treble is used for the high notes, and the bottom strapes from the word bass, it is used for the low notes or the lower notes of the music instrument. So in the strapes there are two symbols. This is the treble clef or the G clef. It is symbols that it is a place on the every line of music to show the notes which will be sung or play by voice and instrument that can achieve the higher notes. So it is used only or usually notes for the higher notes, the higher music of of uh, of our words. So the next symbols is the bass clef. It is used for baritone horn or uh, euphonious when their parts are written at concert pitch and sometimes for the lowest notes of the horn. So, in addition, if we are written the treble clef, usually we need to start in the second line or the in the second space of the line or of the staff. It because from the word treble, it means G clef, and the letter G is usually they put in the second line or or in the second space of the staff. So this is the picture of the staff with five lines and four spaces, and also this is the picture of the notes. Notes go up in the pitch and notes go down in the pitch. So this is the letters that we need to write down when we are going to put the notes in the stuff. This is the letters we need to identify and we need to memorize. To pass the memorizations of this letter, remember this line: every good boy deserves fun and chocolate. So from E stands for every, G for stands for G, good, sorry, B for boy, D to stands for deserve, F for fun, A for N, and C for chocolates. Oh, what is the difference of the bass and bass clef? So, the treble clef or G clef is used for the to the higher surrounding notes. Usually play with the right hand. Yeah, it the treble is only for the right hand. The bass clef or the E clef is used for the lowest or lower notes, surrounding notes. Yan. Usually play with the left hands. Um, when the two clef are put together by brace, they are called grand stop. So, later on, I will going to see you the picture of the grand stop. So, I will explain this to in the best example of instrument this is the organ or piano. In piano, we need to use our two hands, the right and the left hands. Usually, the right is always putting on the right side, the to the center, from the center to the higher notes, and our left is from the center going to the bass notes or the lowest notes. So, this is the example of the staff or the grade staff. These are the first five letter of the pattern: E, G, B, D, F. From the bottom line or from the pattern or from the bottom's line, the top line. As long as you know the order of the letter and begin on the E, you can always work out of a notes by starting from the bottom line and working through the sequence of letter. Remember, if we're going to put a letter to the treble or treble clef, we need to start in the letter E because we need to put the letter G on the second line or the second space of the staff. And if you need if we're going to put the letter to the bass line or to the bass clef, we need to start with the letter G. Ayan. So this is the example. The line on the bottom staff also follow the same sequence of letters. But from the bottom staff, we begin on the G. So the line of the bottom staff are G, B, D, F, and A. So how? So how is this is the sequence? If you remember the letter, and this is the letter of the sequence of the sequence of letter E, G, B, D, F, and A. In the picture or in the phrase in the sample of I show kanina, yan. In the bass clef, A is the in the higher or in the highest line of the bass clef. Why A? Later you know the reason. So where's the letter C? Ayan. Let's go and investigate and look for the letter C. The invisible line. There are invisible line running through the middle of both stripes. Although there are made up of two stripes of letter of 5 lines, the grand stop actually has 11 lines. You may hear the middle. Middle C is also the notes in the middle of the grand stop. Okay. In short, the letter C is always present in the middle of the grand stop of the G and F clef, but C is invisible always. The line C is always invisible. Don't be confused of them, guys. Remember, the letter C is always present in the middle because the tone of the instrument especially in the organ, they always started to hit the note C. This is the example. The stripes below show the notes on the line and spaces, including the visible middle line. If you look on the picture, you can see the red line, which is this is the invisible line, and this is the line for the letter C. And if you notice the pattern of the in the treble, they started into the letter E, G, B, D, and F. And to the bass line, or to the bass clef, they started into the G, B, D, F, and A, and to put the C on the middle. This show all the notes are the ground staff from the bottom, the line of the bass of the clef to the top line to the treble clef, including the middle C. You can now see the letter pattern is follow right from the bottom to the top. So this is the pattern. Like what I said kanina, G, B, D, F, A, C, E, G, B, D, and F. So always remember, when you're going to put the notes, we need to start to put the letter to the treble before to the bass and going to the C. This is the other example. This show all the notes on the ground staff from the bottom space to the bass clef to the top space of the treble clef, including B and D, either side of the middle C line. You can now see the letter pattern is following right from the bottom to the top. So, in the sequence, the letter put in the spaces, right? If you notice, the letter is on the spaces, like A, C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, and C and E. So next is how to put the notes on the strip. Music notes are usually slightly squashed circle that are either on the line or in the space. When a note's on the line run to the middle of the notes. When a note's in the space, is directly between the line, touching both. So it is sequence lang. When we're going to put the line in the space, we need to put the second notes to the space, and when we're going to put the notes in the line, the next notes we're going to put into the next line. So this is the example. Here's the notes on the line and the spaces. And also this is the other example of the notes on the line. So this is the sequence of this picture. This notes is on the A, right? The A line in the bass clef. Therefore, this is A. And the picture on the bottom, this notes is on the B line. This is the treble clef. Therefore, this is a B. How to notes placement? So notes placement tayo. The upper staff is meant for notes play by the right hand, and the lower staff is for the left hand, depending on the context what's going on each hand at the same time. You could first decide which hand to use to play the notes, and then write then to the staff associated with the hands upper for the right hands and lower for the left. The spaces on the both stripes are followed by the pattern. This is the example. As you can see the picture, there are two picture, bass and a surge or a seg, A, C, and G. The space on the top are begin to the F in the sequence. Um, the, and because there are four space, the space are pace. The space are pace. So space are in the top stop are easy to remember because the spelling. The space at the bottom start with the A in the sequence, and because there are four spaces, and spaces are A, C, G, and B. Remember, well, like what I said before, we're going to put the letter on the treble. We need to start to the F or uh, to the started letter, and to the and we're going to put the letter in the base. We need to start to the second letter. Next is the grand stop in music. The grand stop is very common, is common in every musician situation, from classical music, jazz, rock, pop, and in the audio and etc. Some of the many instruments that use is including piano, church organ, Hammond's organ, electronic keyboard, celeste, harps, accordions, and marimba. So here's the look of the system of music, which with some of the instrument in the category. So this is the instrument. When you're going to look the music in the orchestra and the big orchestra, this is the situation. This is the paper that they that K follows. So next is the design. The two strips of broad stumps are connected by vertical line by line of the left sides. All the bars line are music run straight through both stripes, so connected to each other of the to be named as giant staff. So this is the example, and this is also the example. The two strips are connected, joined by the brace all the same way of the left sides. The brace connected the two strips and help us remember the both stripes that they are meant to be to play the same instrument and the same people. So this is the brace of the staff to be recognized as a grand staff. In order to read successfully from the grand staff is important comfortable reading in both treble and bass clef individually. The challenge of the grand staff is to learn to read from the bottom or from the both stripes and once. As with anything, practice is the key. Things that start out difficult will eventually become the second natures. Other clef combination. In the grand staff, there are also combination of the clef or the symbols. Sometimes a great staff contain two trebles and two bass clef. So this is the example in the picture. This normally happen with the both hands are playing the same instruments or register pitch are of the instruments. Even though both hands are using the same time or the same clef, it is make sense of leave them as a separate steps, so that make the player knows which hand to use to play the note. So remember, if you are going to be a musician, we need to memorize the hand sequence. We need to recognize the pattern of the letters in the keyboards. Sometimes is a clef change in the middle of the songs. The pieces accordance accommodate to the kinds of situation. Ayan. So this is the example of the changing position. So sometimes, like I said before, sometimes there are clef change in the middle of the song or pieces or the pace of the accommodation kinds of the situation. This is the example. In the start of the staff, they're also they're started with the treble and the bass, and to the middle, they changes to the treble notes or to the treble clef. The overlap. One area that needs specific attentions is overlap. When we change to get the beat trickly, you see the two stripes don't literally connect with each other, with one still act and like itself. This is the example of the overlap of the notes in the situations. There are other notes are also begin or be written on the either staff specifically, and the notes from the ground just call for G, 3, and F4. Often appear to the ones, either one. So it's make a little practice to get used to this. The following sample shows how some of the notes can appear to the either staff. So this is the other example of the overlap. And lastly, music for organ. In music organ, when churches organ would or the more rocks orientation harmonious organ, we often find the grand stop that consists of three stripes. How? You know that three stripes is specific, usually used in the churches, in church organ. It is this case the top staff are the right hands and the middle staff for the left hands, and the bottom staff is for the pedal, which are operated by player pits. So this is the literalisms. The bottom staff are the organ's pedal used for bass clef. Just like the regular staff, the three staffs are connected by on the left sides by the line of by the bar lines. However, only the top two stripes are connected by the brace. The bar lines are also connected just the top two stripes but not bottom staff. So this is the example of the picture. This is an example. So, in explanation, the two or the grand stop in the top, the treble in the hand is on the bass is usually putting by hand, and the pedal is on the for our feet. The point of this design is to remind us the top the step is for the hands and which are looking together as opposed to the pedal which are operated by the feet. We're going to the church. They are always a pedal. Not only the church in the events or in the bands, there are always a pedal in the piano. It is to for the bass also to be recognized as the good music or the good instrument for the us or for the people who heard it. Okay, so thank you for listening, everyone, and God bless. Our report is also about the grand stop. So I send the PowerPoint in the GCR and the other sources, and also in the YouTube praises or my references in YouTube. Thank you and God bless.